Hey, John. How's it going?
Hey, Eric. It's going well. How are you doing tonight?
Good. No complaints?
Well, that's not as good as fantastic, but no complaints is good. That's good. Yeah?
It'll be fun. So, Memorial Day weekend coming up. We have some family coming into town.
Oh, yeah.
My nephew and his wife and two toddlers. So, I think they're 4 and 2, maybe.
And they're going to stay at your place?
They're going to stay at our place for the Memorial Day week, five days. So they're coming tomorrow night. It'll be really fun rediscovering all the things that we used to have to childproof. And
that are no longer childproofed?
Yeah, that are no longer childproofed. We've already kind of thought, well, pretty much it's don't go upstairs because there's just so much stuff. Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fun.
Oh, that's good. Fun. That's good.
How about you? You got any plans for the Memorial Day week?
No, we talked as a family about having plans, and then the kids, since they're sort of late teenagers, were like, hold the phone. No, I have plans with my friends. And we were like, wait a minute. That's not the way this is supposed to happen, but I totally, So
yeah.
Anyway. So no, we're not camping or doing anything fun. They have Friday off though, so they have like a 4-day weekend.
Oh, nice.
But anyway, they volunteered, semi-voluntold, but they semi-volunteered to go down with my wife to her school where she's working and do some music stuff with some of the kids. So that'll be cool.
Okay,
that'll be fun.
Cool.
And they'll drive themselves now. Gracious sakes. We had the first time where this past Sunday, they drove away without us. With my older son has his license now, and he's good to go. And we're like, but wait, okay.
It's a whole new world, my friend.
Exactly. So, but that is what it is. It's all good. So, anyway, it'll be fun. Although, I don't think I said this on the podcast, but the car that we were going to let him use, I took into the dealer to have a thing looked at for the driver windshield. The automatic windshield wasn't working.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, just tell me everything else while it's in there. And they were like, okay, you should do the brakes, and you should have the transmission flushed, and you should have the coolant flushed, and you need new radiator hoses, and you need, and it added all up to like, seriously, $3,000.
More money than the car is worth.
That car is like, barely lasts, but like still. So I was like, tell you what, I'll pay you the $50 for the oil change and take it home, and I'll figure out what I'm going to do about it. But I think the deal is that I'm going to take it up to a buddy's and try and do a lot of that stuff myself.
Ah, nice.
Which, it's been a long time since I've done too much auto repair. But whatever. YouTube exists. So, you know. And I have friends that are auto people. And so, whatever. We'll figure it out. And I actually went fishing with him on Saturday. He called me up Friday, or he texted me Friday night and was like, hey, last minute chance to go fishing if you want on tomorrow, Saturday. And I was like, we have symphony tickets, but if I'm back home in time, I could do that. But so I did. I went fishing. He picked me up at like 4:30 in the morning, and we were at the dock by like 5:30 or something like that. And then, fished until noon and didn't get anything, unfortunately. But it was fun. It's nice being. It was just out on the Columbia, kind of north, or I guess that would be east. So it was like up by the airport. Actually, we put in.
Oh, really?
It's called a place called Chinook Landing.
Okay.
Which is over, I don't know, off of 84, but not as far as Troutdale, just like 2 exits maybe past the airport.
Okay.
Anyway, it was fun. It was a good day was had by all. And then, but we came home, and then, we had tickets for the symphony on Saturday night, but we'd been watching the news because the air conditioning has been out at the Arlene Schnitzer concert hall for weeks. Even like a couple weeks ago, we had tickets, and they held the concert, but they were handing out bottles of water at the entrance. But that was before we hit the 90 degrees days.
Right. Yeah.
And evidently, they had canceled a number of items. They had like pushed a few performances over to Keller Auditorium or to other places. But, this past Saturday, Keller was busy with something else. And it was a touch and go for whether they were going to do it. But Metro evidently got a cooler, a big like temporary cooler of it, installed, hooked up, whatever, so that the concert wound up being on.
So you get enough humans gathered together, and humans are little heaters. You'll heat up any room and get enough of them together.
They really are. So anyway, we were literally watching news stories. My wife was forwarding me news stories even Saturday morning while we're out fishing. She's like, I don't know, because it literally said something to the effect of, we're pretty sure we'll have it installed or we'll be able to do the Sunday and Monday concerts, but we're not, still not sure about Saturday.
Right.
Anyway,
right.
So that was kind of a fun.
Okay.
Although it sure made for a long day Saturday. that was a very long day. But anyway, it's all good. It was fun.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh, so Friday, this past weekend, my boy and I went camping. We went to Camp Wilkerson. It's outside of Vernonia, and they have these Adirondacks. So they're 3 sides that are enclosed, like wood frame enclosed, and one end is completely open to the elements. So it's like a cabin without a front door. And they're shaped so that they have a low overhang on the front so that, rain and whatnot doesn't get in. But that was kind of fun. We ended up actually not staying overnight, for, another reason. We got out there because it was with a bunch of friends. So we went and hung out with a bunch of friends, and my boy signed up to volunteer at the Oregon Zoo, and the zoo was doing a orientation, a presentation on here's what it means to volunteer at the zoo. If you're still on board after we have this meeting, then we'll go get you trained. Otherwise, we'll shake hands and say thank you for coming. So, but that was early the next morning, Saturday morning. And we're like, hey, if we go camping and stay overnight, we'll have to get up early to get home to shower because you're not going to go to the zoo thing, dirty, smelling like campfire.
Okay.
So, and he's like, well, what if we just go and come back that night? So we got home Friday night around 11:30 or so at night, after the campfire and hanging out with the buddies and all that stuff.
I was going to say campfire, s'mores.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole shebang. And then got up Saturday morning, went and to the zoo volunteer orientation meeting. We went up and rode the Max. So we parked at one of the parking rides and rode the Max in, because if he's going to do that this summer, he's got to get himself to the zoo. I'm not going to take him. So he's not comfortable driving on freeways yet, or 26. So I'm like, well, one option is we can go to a park and ride, because that's what his sister did. His sister worked at the zoo, Zoo Teens program. So we did that on Saturday. And then Tuesday, last night, we went and volunteered at the Oregon Food Bank, and we packed frozen green beans for 2 hours. It was kind of fun.
Oh.
So we've had quite a...
very nice.
Quite a father-son weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. Did he appreciate the orientation? Is he going to volunteer at the zoo?
Oh, yeah. No, he loved it. The lady who did the presentation, who would be his boss, he was like, she's super nice. And we hung out. My boy is not the most social kid, but we hung out and talked to a bunch of other volunteers, and he's really into it. So it ought to be fun.
That's awesome.
If you go to the zoo this summer on a day he happens to be working, he will either be at the elephants, telling you all about the elephants, or at the polar bears, answering any questions about the polar bears, or next to the predators. So lions, tigers, bears, oh my. So those are the three spots he would be. And they made a joke out of it. They're like, what do you think the top 2 questions people ask are? Number 1, where's the bathroom?
Where's the bathroom?
Yep. And number 2, how do I get out of the zoo? Because, if you've ever been to the zoo, the Oregon Zoo,
it's a maze.
It is a bit of a maze. And the last trail to get out is kind of you got to get to the bridge and climb up the bridge and get out. So anyways, so he's like, so you got to learn those. So he has to go walk the zoo so that whatever place he's in, he knows how to point them to the right direction to leave the zoo and where the local bathrooms are to wherever he's volunteering so that he can point people to the closest bathroom.
Well, that will be very fun.
Yeah.
I somewhat miss the days of going to the zoo with the young kids. It was fun. It was good days. Yeah.
We still do zoo lights occasionally, and the zoo has their concert series, which is fun to do sometimes. So
I haven't done zoo lights for years. Yeah.
Zoo lights, they kind of had a stoppage over COVID, and then they did it where you could drive through in your car, which was very weird, driving your car through the zoo.
Weird is right.
And then, and then concerts at the zoo. I think they're going to start back up again this year. Those would be fun.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah.
All right.
Look forward to it. All right. Well, hey, I see you put something in follow-up.
Yeah, I just wanted to, full disclosure, had forgotten I talked about this last week. The new Google Zip and Move domains, a bunch of others. There's some more. It's been out for a while now, so people are creating websites
taking advantage
the .zip and the .move domains. And so here's just one for you to go ahead and click on. Like if you in the Google Docs,
you want me to click on it?
Attachment.zip, right? If you highlight it and click once, it'll show you, the screenshot of, here's what this website is. Then if you click on it, it'll launch the
you
page.
Evil person. You evil person.
And don't spoil it for anybody else, but go to attachment.zip. And
the funny thing about that is the preview is not the same as what the site is.
Yeah.
That is well done.
That's the kick. So, yeah.
That is well done. Okay.
Attachments.zip. So if you want to see a cool website, it's not malicious or anything. Well, at least not harm your computer. It might harm your eye sockets. But attachment.zip, go ahead and click on it. It's just fun. Look up that website, everybody. All right.
Well played.
All right. So my first article, also known as my only article, because I moved my second article to follow up, is TikTok. TikTok is now banned in Montana. Not actually yet. It's supposed to go into effect on January 1st in 2024. So Montana is the first state in the country that has decided to ban the app TikTok, and over concerns of Montana residents' data being harvested by Chinese government, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some of these other things that we have been bantied about. And of course, 5 TikTok content creators have filed a lawsuit seeking to overturn Montana's ban already, arguing that it's unconstitutional. So we'll see how it pans out. One of the other
I can't even. Has there ever been an app, quote unquote, an app banned in a state?
I don't know about an individual state. I know, like, California has requirements for certain apps that are specific to California if you want to sell that app in California. And most app developers just, all right, fine, we'll just do it for everybody. So it doesn't become a first in the state, or an only state difference. And I haven't never seen a ban by state. But in theory, Apple and Google could block by geolocation download of that app inside the state of Montana, which would just make, they can't kick it off. So one of the...
So you just VPN?
Something. Yeah. You either VPN or you just tweak your location.
Ooh, there's a is there a monetization opportunity there? Billboards in Montana, VPN $1.99 a month.
Yeah, but I saw a comic basically on Google and Apple's General Counsel office looking at the new Montana law. On the left-hand side, there's a button. It's the meme with the guy with the finger and two red buttons, and then text.
Oh, yeah.
So one red button says, block the App Store in Montana until the stupid law is repealed to make a point. Or, other button, ignore the stupid law and appeal the fine because you'll win. And appeal the fine you get because you'll win. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna bet it's just gonna... it's not going to go the way everybody thinks it's going to go. At least the people voting for the law, I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine it happening there. I don't know.
Anyways, there you go.
Although says a guy who has still not installed TikTok on his phone. So whatever.
I installed it and I uninstalled it.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I brought two topics tonight. The first one is they didn't say it was ransomware. I even looked for if there was an updated article, and even articles posted in the last day or two haven't given any new information. So the article I'll put in here is autocarindia.com. The Suzuki motorcycle plant plants, because it says factories, plural, in India, was forced to shut down earlier in May, according to the article said a cyber attack. Okay. It says Suzuki Motorcycle informed its ecosystem that due to a, quote, unprecedented business requirement, it has postponed its annual supplier conference, which was scheduled to be held next week. An unprecedented business requirement.
That's a new one. I have not heard that one before.
I feel like I lost something in translation there. I don't know. But the article that I'll post in here says it had been solved since May 10th. Other articles that were updated said that it was down for a week. So, what the exact loss of production was, I don't know. Probably significant. This article, which was, like I said, came out while it was still shut down, said that it is estimated to have incurred a production loss of over 20,000 vehicles in this time frame. So, I think mostly scooters or not scooters, like motorcycles.
Right.
Motorcycles and scooters. Who knows? It says, India accounted for 50% of the global output of Suzuki Motor Corporation and was one of the fastest growing markets in the last financial year. So, I think, motorcycles are a popular transportation option in India. Mm-hmm. So it says Suzuki's global output grew by over 2.2 lakh units in FY23 and lakh, LAKH, which is what would that be, 220,000?
I think so.
220,000 units. Almost 85% of the incremental volume came from India. So, that painful. Like I said, it didn't say it was ransomware. Let's see. One other thing I pulled out of here was that in an email response, a Suzuki Motorcycle India spokesperson said, "We are aware of the incident and have promptly reported the same to the concerned government department. The matter is currently under investigation, and for security purposes, we are unable to provide further details at this point in time." There you go.
Unprecedented business requirement. Got it.
Exactly. Unprecedented business requirement. The words ransomware didn't show up anywhere that I saw, but likely. All right. my second and a much longer article was a Trend Micro article about phones preloaded with malware, which I think we might even have talked about this a couple of years ago. But this article, they said they just released at Black Hat Asia. Let's see, when did this article come out? May 17th. So it was a couple days ago, about a week ago. Okay. It said that they had just released this research at Black Hat Asia. And it says this provides a glimpse of the money-making business and monetization strategies built on top of the pre-infected devices marketed and sold by one of the threat actor groups we named Lemon Group. It also gives an overview of how these devices were infected, the malicious plugins used, and the group's professional relationships. So this is a seriously professional piece of malware, and I don't think they said exactly how. They came. There's a bit of background at the top of the article. I didn't really pull stuff out, but in 2016, there was a first Triada malware reportedly implanted into several devices, and in 2019, Google confirmed a case of OEM image being used by third-party vendors, and then more information in 2021 about some of the botnets and this particular group, the Lemon Group, but. So they basically have, since it's preloaded, hooked the Android OS quite close. Now, I don't understand the Android super well because they use the words in the description of the architecture. They say that the implant is a tampered zygote dependency library. I don't understand what a zygote process is in Android speak.
I don't either.
I think I know what a zygote is in biology speak, but it sounds like it's is it a process that can be can become other things? Anyway, it says the
process is forked from an existing process called zygote. The zygote process starts when the system boots and loads common framework code and resources such as activity themes. Okay, so it's a system process, and every app process gets forked off it.
So
it's for shared memory. Apparently,
the implant is a tampered zygote dependency library that will load a downloader into a zygote process. The loaded downloader then can download and run other plugins. And by being in the zygote, it says, with this, every time other app processes are forked from the zygote, it will also be tampered.
Right.
Again, this is a little language thing. The main plugin will load other plugins with the current process being the target, and the other plugins will try and control the current app via a hook. So, and they do a bunch of stuff. So here's the enumeration. So they have an SMS plugin. So intercepts receiving SMS and reads specific messages, such as one-time passwords, from various platforms, and feeds, this says it feeds the business of SMS PVA. I don't know what PVA stands for. But this says that it provides phone numbers and OTP features for their customers. It has a proxy plugin, which is able to set up a reverse proxy from an infected phone and then uses the infected mobile devices for their Dove proxy business. So I assume that's kind of like a mesh network or a peer-to-peer.
Mm-hmm.
It has a cookie plugin for WhatsApp, and it says a send plugin and promotion platform. So it says that it hooks to Facebook-related apps and intercepts specific activities to launch events, dumps Facebook-related cookies and uploads them to a CNC server, and can harvest other data like friends, profiles, email addresses, etc. And that the WhatsApp plugin is used to hijack WhatsApp sessions to send unwanted messages. So those were for overseas marketing. And it says, so the customers can use compromised Facebook accounts and boost their marketing platform by posting on Facebook on behalf of the compromised accounts. So basically leveraging your bot, it's not really a botnet. I guess it's a bunch of compromised devices to then post marketing, messages. It says, registering a Facebook account has now become more difficult and can be banned due to malicious activities coming from newly created accounts. So using compromised accounts of legitimate people are quote, perfect for marketing purposes. Let's see. The next is it will hook popular apps to intercept specific activities, such as launching event request ads from advertisements. So victims will see unexpected ads while launching official apps on their devices. So kind of, even though it's a legitimate, YouTube app, they can show their own ads in front of it. And then, finally, it says a silent plugin. When any activity needs an installation permission, it gets a list of tasks from the CNC. So basically leveraging the permission that's going to be granted to the process. And each task includes an APK. So, the task from the CNC, an APK, the metadata, and the action such as install and uninstall. So the plugin can execute the silent installation and then launch the installed app.
Right.
So basically a completely Trojanized phone.
All your phone are belong to us.
Exactly. So, two other sort of stats about this one. It says, through our monitoring, we have detected over 490,000 mobile numbers used for OTP requests of Lemon SMS. So nearly minimum 500,000 devices compromised. There was some info in here about where in the world, and it's all over the place, but largely Asia. It says 55% Asia, 17% North America.
Okay.
14% South America for presumably those 490,000 that they have identified. But then the last kind of factoid I brought out of here is that it says this investigation mainly looked into pre-infected mobile devices, but we have also seen other IoT devices infected by Lemon Group or other similar threat groups, such as smart TVs, Android TV boxes, other display devices, Android-based screens, entertainment systems, and children's Android-based watches. So I guess they're just running the same OS, so why not?
Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly. I mean, my television in the basement is an Android TV running Android, like the TV. So
yeah,
there you go.
I think I got a Samsung, and I actually think it's running Tizen.
Oh yeah,
I don't actually know though. Like it's not like it came out and said, but I think it's running Tizen.
Right.
Anyway, there you go. That was the big article for tonight. It a pretty egregious mobile threat.
Oops. Yeah, pretty egregious oops.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. How about something fun?
All right. Well, for my something fun, I've done this fun before, but I was reminded about how much fun I'm having with this. I play an online game called Rocket League, and I have joined a Discord server called Rocket League Old Farts. And so I play with other, let's say, mature gentlemen and women on, in the game. And it's a lot more fun to kind of, and you hang out and chat. I'm bringing this up because the Discord server hosts a league, kind of like, the old-fashioned bowling night league that you would do in the 50s. Well, this is a league for people playing the Rocket League game. So I volunteered to be a coach for this season, this upcoming season. It goes for 3 months, 2.5, 3 months.
Okay.
So I drafted my team this weekend. That was another thing I did on Saturday after, I did that on Sunday. That's right. Yeah. So that was my Sunday, was going through and, drafting all the players for my team. And I like our chances. It'll be fun. We've had a couple practices in the last couple evenings just to kind of get to know each other. And I think it'll be fun. So make sure that whatever you're doing in life, you're finding something that you enjoy and go have fun every once in a while. Like go fishing.
Absolutely. Go fishing. Exactly.
Do something. So
go open your bees.
Yeah, go open bees.
Oh, which I should tell you, I did not kill that queen. So
nice.
I went in. She had 2 frames of eggs. I was like, all right, you live to like go for another week. And yeah, so I'll go in again this weekend, hopefully, and see that it's actually continuing to improve. But yeah, my anyway, I forgot to tell you that. So good. Well, I games are fun. Mm-hmm. I particularly I like 4X games, so I'm like a Civ 6 or a player, which I was playing with my younger boy earlier tonight, which was why I was a little bit late. Okay, I also, well, I don't know about also. I did not have something fun planned for tonight, so I'm gonna say the series that I'm currently reading is fun. So I am on book, I guess it's book 7 of in the Mistborn series. No, sorry, I'm not reading book 7. I'm reading book 4. Sorry, I should just start again. Okay, Brandon Sanderson has a series called Mistborn, and so far there are 7 books out. The 7th book just came out like a month or 2 ago, and I haven't read it yet. But I also it's been a long time since I read the earlier books in that series, so I'm starting not quite in the middle, I guess in the middle. I'm starting at book 4. So the way the series is organized, the first trilogy occurs at one particular point in time, and then this next, what was going to be a trilogy, but it turns out that he couldn't fit it all into 3 books, and so actually I haven't looked if is this set going to be 4 or 5? I don't know. I haven't gotten to the end of 4 yet. But my kids were bugging me that I haven't read this series yet because they want to talk about it, because there's some overlapping stuff with The Way of Kings, which I know you've read. But so it's a new feeling for me that they're having to wait for me to finish reading a book, because normally it goes the other way around. But I've had a lot of stuff on my list that I've been reading. So, anyway, the book that I'm reading is book 4, which is Shadows of Self. But I will throw in here the Wikipedia for the Mistborn series, the overall thing. So it's the most recent book is called.
I should add that to my list. I'm pretty sure I've only read the first 3, because I have not read them for a long time.
They're very good. Oh, actually, look at this. Yeah, it's even it says Lost Metal 2022. I didn't realize it's been more than 5 months since that came out. Gracious. The Final Empire, The Well of Ascension, and The Hero of Ages are the first trilogy, and those came out in 2006, 2007, 2008.
Right.
The last 4, 2011, 2015, 2016, 2022. It's been a long time since this series was out. And I read the first 3 or the second trilogy probably when they came out a long time ago. So anyway, I'm rereading them. And because I've also read the first 3 books in this a few times. They're really good. Anyway, it won't hurt. Read them again. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing how the intersplicing works between, like, I feel like Brandon Sanderson's starting to pull threads in the Cosmere and crossing some stories.
Right.
And I don't think this is too much to say, but Hoyd shows up in this second trilogy.
Of course he does.
So, yeah.
May have to.
And I know Hoyd played a big part, obviously, in Tress of the Emerald Sea.
Yes.
Which was awesome.
He was the narrator of the story. So, yeah.
Exactly. So,
well, cool.
Anyway, there you go. Something fun. Go read a good series.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, have a wonderful 4-day weekend or 3-day weekend. Enjoy the Memorial Day.
Yeah.
And enjoy having youngsters around the house.
Yes, it shall be fun. It will be fun.
All right. I'll talk to you next week.
We'll see you, John. Bye.
Bye, Eric.